Nairobi National Park is a national park in Kenya that was established in 1946.
Nairobi National Park started in 1946, and to date it has undergone a lot of rejuvenation in terms of management.
Nairobi National Park, one of Kenya's most fascinating parks, is located only a few kilometers from the city center, and JKIA is a haven that promises nothing short of adventure.
Nairobi National Park is 117 square kilometers, and it borders various communities and stakeholders around Nairobi County. If you look at the southern part of the park, we border two counties, which are Machakos and Kajiado. If you look at the northern side, we border Nairobi and at some point Kiambu. And if you look at Nairobi National Park, we work closely with the communities in order to manage the park effectively. And this is something that is also in our Wildlife Act. The fourth schedule talks about public participation. For us to manage this park, we cannot do it alone. We do it with like-minded stakeholders.
It is fenced on three sides, whereas the open southern boundary allows migrating wildlife to move between the park and the adjacent Kitengela Plains.
The wildlife inside Nairobi National Park are free-ranging. This means that Kenyans view the wildlife in their natural habitats. The Nairobi National Park has various facilities in it where Kenyans, apart from coming to tour and see their wildlife and be proud of best taken care of wildlife in the world, we also have picnic sites where Kenyans can zuru and have bridal showers. They can have their weddings done here. We can also have conference facilities. Any Kenyan, any foreigner who will want to exploit the beauty of Nairobi National Park, these are facilities that we have for them to enjoy when they visit the park. Apart from that, we have stakeholders in the hospitality industry. We have the Makoko Lodge, we have Ololo Lodge, we have Nairobi Tented Camp, three of them. These three provide accommodation facilities and also conference facilities to visitors who will want to do just more than a game drive, or visitors who will want to enjoy this park for even 3 days or 4 days will spend their night there. And we all benefit in the tourism industry when we have visitors, and visitors also have an opportunity out of their normal work environment to enjoy the natural heritage that Kenya has.
Nairobi National Park is the main tourist attraction for visitors to Nairobi.
Hello, my name is Clay Gregory and I'm from Washington, D.C. and my wife and I came down for a vacation here in Kenya, Nairobi, and we came to the safari, to the national park, and I mean, it's been an amazing experience. First and foremost, just kind of bending around the corner, I mean, you see animals, and we both were like screaming in delight when we'd see a giraffe or we saw a rhino. I mean, it was just an amazing experience. And to know that it's only, 25, 30 minutes from our hotel, it's just, it's just very convenient and easy, and has been a life, I'll remember this trip for the rest of my life.
Visitor attractions include the park's diverse bird species: buffalo, baboon, zebra, giraffe, cheetah, hyena, leopards, and lion.
One of the goals we will want to see is wildlife in their numbers and in uncontrolled numbers, and we will want to see animals protected and living to their span. What we have done is that in collaboration with our stakeholders. Nairobi National Park has been able to accommodate various kind of facilities like the eco-lodges within the park. When a visitor comes from any foreign place or a Kenyan, for example, a domestic tourist, he or she will be able to see wildlife within the hotel or within the lodges. And he or she will be able to see wildlife that are grazing peacefully, wildlife in good health. They will be able to do, some visitors who come to these lodges also come to do something called education tours. And when they come to these facilities like the lodges, the hotels, they will be able to see wildlife in their natural state. And that's why we say in Nairobi National Park, one of the goals is to see wildlife in a peaceful environment. And this is what we have been able to see for quite some time. And even now, we have communities who are even ready to support Nairobi National Park, have more space for dispersal of wildlife. And when you win space for wildlife, it is a positive outlook for the environment. And that one is our ultimate success.
Other attractions are the wildebeest and zebra migrations in July and August, the Ivory Burning Site Monument, and the Nairobi Safari Walk and Animal Orphanage.
And you'll see the importance of loving wildlife, because for a long time, wildlife, sometimes people say there is bushmeat. In Nairobi National Park, when you come, you will realize we take care of this wildlife in a great way. There is reduction of bushmeat in Nairobi National Park, and this is because communities living adjacent to the park have become the #1 soldiers assisting KWS in fighting this menace of bushmeat trade. And going along the way, when you visit the park, you also get an opportunity of seeing various bird species. Some are migratory that are not resident to Nairobi National Park. And if we all do this, we are actually sharpening our arrowhead to ensure that we get the best value from your visit.
Inhabitants of Nairobi visit the park, and thousands of Kenyan children on school field trips visit the park each week. Despite its proximity to the city and its relatively small size, it boasts a large, varied wildlife population and is one of Kenya's most successful rhinoceros sanctuaries.
Management of tourism in Nairobi National Park is governed by marketing. We market our parks very well through the social media. We do a lot of sensitization to stakeholders that are in the hospitality industries, and they support KWS in the sense that when you have a lodge, and that lodge, they have their marketing team. Their marketing team, when they market Nairobi National Park, it creates synergy between stakeholders. And that is the action plan that KWS is doing to promote tourism within the park. We also ensure that everything we do is environment friendly. We employ the best ecotourism approaches in our facilities like the picnic sites. If you go there, you will realize most of the ground that is there, we have various trees. The facilities we have tried to limit the numbers of facilities we have for the sake of environment. So every development we do takes cognizance of the environment within Nairobi National Park. We have the customer care department that is charged with facilitating entry of visitors into the park, and also community tour guides. We have them here with us. We have the Nairobi National Park community tour guides who have their vehicles that support the domestic tourists who do not have vehicles to tour the park. And it has created a lot of success as far as tourism is concerned. If you look at the guides that Kenya Wildlife Service has employed, we have guides that carefully and skillfully guide the visitors in various points in the park to see the wildlife that they will want to have. And all this leads to the success that we want in the long run.
The park's Wildlife Conservation Education Center has lectures and video shows about wildlife and guided tours of the park and animal orphanage.
Visitors coming to Zuru na KWS Nairobi National Park will meet staff with various skills. When you go to the Nairobi Animal Orphanage and Nairobi Safari Walk, you will meet staff who are skilled in taking care of wildlife. You will meet the animal keepers. These are staff who have been trained to take care of a wildlife that has been rescued, or any wildlife that has been born and has lost the parent, and he or she will take care of that wildlife to its adult stage. When you come, you will also meet the security personnel at the gate who take care of the facilities, the visitors, and all infrastructure that is within their disposal. You will also get a feel, or you will be lucky to get maybe people doing translocation. You will have the capture team that is responsible for capturing of wildlife and releasing them to various ecosystems based on a well-coordinated action plan. So Nairobi National Park has various employees who are skilled in various aspects to support its functions. One thing that also makes Nairobi National Park unique is the sense that it is managed from a plan. There is a management plan for Nairobi National Park that talks about 5 key programs. One being ecological program, 2 tourism program, the third one is the security program, the fourth one is park administration program, and the fifth one, community education and community wildlife service. All these programs take a bite of Nairobi National Park in this way. If you do not take care of habitats in Nairobi National Park ecologically, the wildlife will not stay here. If you look at the human-wildlife conflict, for us to mitigate on human-wildlife conflicts in Nairobi National Park, we ensure that the community education and community wildlife service program, we bring in stakeholders. We sit down and we see on what to do. And all these programs actually work in a coordinated way. Like the Community Wildlife Service program, after an effective community education program to Kenyans, we have people coming in to support on invasive species removal and excessive pollution inside the park that comes as a result of rivers flowing inside the Nairobi National Park. So if you move to park admin, the park administration now is responsible with ensuring the implementation of the park management plan. The security program ensures that everything is safe, from the wildlife, from the infrastructure and resources that are in Nairobi National Park, and also the visitor security, which is very paramount. The tourism program, when you have an effective security network, even tourism will be safe. And tourists will want to come to a park that is safe for them. And we finish finally with the park administration. It is responsible for bringing all these factors together and ensuring that all these all these programs work in a coordinated manner to achieve the success of Nairobi National Park. And this has been a great, great success story, and it is working.
There are places where you can alight and some places where you can't alight at the national park.
Nairobi National Park is located in a capital city, and it is not common to have wildlife in a national park close to the city. And with all that, we have actually minimized a lot of human-wildlife conflict because of the mitigation measures that we have adopted. Being close to the city means the international conferences that happen, we become a facility to accommodate the conference attendees who come here to view the national park and have an opportunity to test what is in it, because it is heard all over the world that there is a park within a city. What makes it also unique is the sense of wildlife species that are in Nairobi National Park.
The very helpful tour guides at the national park will guide you when it's safe to alight from the van.
Clients visiting Nairobi National Park are very happy with what is happening in Nairobi National Park. And from our records, we have seen an increase of both the domestic and foreign visitors into our parks. This is a clear indication that the park is running in a good way, and as I earlier mentioned, a good road network. When a visitor knows that he can come any time of the day, any time of weather, and access the park, this is a good encouragement to them. When they come to the park, they have someone to guide them inside. When they come to the park and they feel like they need to spend a night and go the following day, all the facilities are there for them to enjoy.
From the beginning, we had amazing service, and the views were incredible. The tour guide was very knowledgeable, very friendly, very warm, very kind. The animals were beautiful, the grounds are gorgeous. We just had a really personalized experience here, and I highly recommend, if you're able to come and visit. This has been one of the highlights of my life. It's been amazing.
We have domestic tourists and we have foreign tourists. All of them, for them to access the park, they must produce a verification document to show their country of origin. For non-residents, once they confirm their non-residents, they just pay the non-residents rates. And for the domestic tourists, they produce their IDs to show their country of origin, or if indeed their nationalities.
The national park can be used for corporate events, bush dinners, weddings, picnics, and team building sessions.
So I call upon all Kenyans to visit Nairobi National Park and to Zuru with this great park in the world for great opportunities of your life. Let's not just sit at home and get bored. Let us come out. Residents, especially Ongata Rongai, there is a lot of jam on the road. This is an opportunity for you. Come Zuru the park from main gate as you exit Mbagathi Gate going home. And as you Zuru, you are going to see the facilities we have talked about. You will realize as you get, for a resident in Ongata Rongai or a resident of Kiserian, once you get to main gate and leave to Mbagathi Gate, you will see a picnic site, and you will realize you can do a wedding of your choice in that place. You will realize you can do a bridal shower. CEOs, managers of great companies, as you visit Nairobi National Park, you will realize you can do a conference inside a national park. Let's not only do conferences outside the parks, like in Nairobi, where it's a bit congested. Come to Nairobi National Park where there is no congestion and where you will have clean air and where you will actually do a lot of relaxation of your mind.
The National Park is an adventurous space to enjoy with your friends and family.